What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Advice. We are back. It's been a little while, but I got some good things planned for the next week. So I played in the Global Challenge this weekend. Played more games than I played in the last one. Had a lot going on, but I did manage to play 13 games. I went 11-2. I used the same team that I've been using for the last 5 or 6 videos, the Palafin team, but I switched Iron Valiant for Annihilape. Now I don't have screens. I don't have mouse hold with follow me beat up. This is just Annihilape a la carte. You know, I really like bulky Pokemon that can set up offensively, and Annihilape is that Pokemon. I wanted something that was Ghost type to lead without having a Terra, and you know, I had to Terra Iron Valiant when I wanted that Ghost typing, and it's just really frail. It was still dying to neutral hits, so I thought Annihilape could do what I was trying to do, you know, while not having a Terra all the time. So over the next 2 videos, I'm going to show you the most interesting battles from the Global Challenge, and then somebody asked for a breeding guide, so I'm going to get that done by the end of the week. Alright, so my opponent's got Amoonguss, Chi-Yu, Flutter main. Palafin's really good in this matchup with the safety goggles, and Crypt is the new addition to the team. I spent 4 days shiny hunting for her. I wanted a Marked Annihilape. You know what, I'm not going to lead her. I think Iron Mike is a better lead for the fake out. And then maybe I can try to catch Gyarados on the switch in and switch in Crypt to get the Defiant boost. And then for the last Pokemon, Wet's good here. Just getting the rain up is nice. Slows down the Chi-Yu, allows Palafin to do big damage into their resists. I'm going to go with that. But yeah, I wanted a Marked Annihilape, and you know, for the first 3 days I was shiny hunting. I did get a few marks here and there, but they were like the time of day marks, the 1 in 50 chance, and I really wanted one of the like personality marks, like they're 1 in 100 chance to get one. And then there's one that's 1 in 1,000, the recluse mark. And on the 4th day, you know, after I gave up, you know, a bunch of nothing going on for 3 days, I finally said, you know what, let's try one more time. After I had already fully trained, did everything, you know, experience, TMs, PP ups, all that to Annihilape, I said, let's give it one more try, and I did get the 1 in 1,000 recluse mark Annihilape. So I'm going to switch that in on turn 1, and it's between Fake Out and Fire Punch on this Amoonguss. I think Fake Out's just safe. We can scout for Terra. But yeah, that's why I wasn't posting, you know, I was just dead set on getting that Annihilape and wasn't playing games. I thought it would be a lot quicker, you know, with the sandwiches and whatnot, and I was getting a lot of shinies, but like sometimes 3 per sandwich. But I just kept getting the lame marks, and I really was dead set, you know, once I got started and got going on getting one of the special marks. It took 4 days, but we made it happen, and I do like shiny Annihilape, so really cool to get this one with the recluse mark. The only 1 in 1,000 mark in the game. Boom. Crypt. Okay, they switch out Baxcalibur into Flutter main. Alright. So we do have 2 Pokemon weak to Flutter main on the field, but they both have Terras that can handle it. I just gotta find out how I can get through this Amoonguss first. So let's think about that. Alright, so my thought is that with AV, we should be able to survive without Terra. So I'm going to Terra the Annihilape and just double into Amoonguss and see how much damage we can do with Rage Fist and Fire Punch. Because if I can get rid of Amoonguss, Palafin can come in and handle Flutter main. So getting rid of Flutter main isn't priority, just surviving long enough to get rid of Amoonguss is what we're trying to do. Maybe if they Dazzling Gleam us, we can do enough damage to this Amoonguss to take it out. Okay, they just protect Flutter main. Yeah, so we're not going to do enough damage. If I had Terra'd Iron Hands instead, though, with the stab boost, that would have been enough to KO, and we wouldn't have procced the Citrus Berry, so. Annihilape does go to sleep. But another Fire Punch should take out Amoonguss here. It's just a question of whether they let me take out Amoonguss or not. I kind of expect Chi-Yu to come in, so I'm going to Drain Punch Amoonguss. This is a hard read, but if they do switch in Chi-Yu to get more damage, we're in a really good position here. Okay, Amoonguss does switch out, but it's into Gyarados. So we get the Defiant boost, but we haven't even taken a mandatory sleep turn yet, so. It does a lot, but Fire Terra allows us to survive. Get a little Drain Punch chip. Okay, so Annihilape, if it doesn't wake up, probably goes down this turn. I'm going to try to protect just to stall the turn if I can. And then I can just Thunder Punch Gyarados. Even intimidated, it should do a lot of damage. Probably picks up if they don't Terra. They'd have to be really, really bulky to have a chance of surviving -1 Thunder Punch without Terra. So one of the main things I liked about Annihilape is that if I don't lead it, it's a good switch in for Palafin. You know, they don't share any common weaknesses, so I can get Annihilape in, and if they're expecting to just get a free shot into the Palafin slot, I can get enough damage where they boost my Rage Fist for me. That was the thought process. So they switch in Amoonguss here, decent play, resetting Intimidate for the Palafin later. We don't wake up with Annihilape, and it goes down to Hex. And we'll get a little Thunder Punch onto Amoonguss. This isn't a great position, but we've definitely been in worse. I can bring in Palafin now. They haven't seen my safety goggles, so they might think that Rage Powder is still free to protect Flutterman. I'm going to go for the Jet Punch. And then I'm going to switch in Pelipper just in case they try to intimidate me. Get in the Rain Boost will counteract that. And if we can get rid of Flutterman, then Iron Hands becomes a lot better in this matchup. Okay, we see Terra. Terra Water Amoonguss. But they do protect the Fluttermane, so that's a good heads up play. Maybe scouting for safety goggles, maybe not. Maybe just not wanting to go down to the Fire Punch. Yeah, they do Spore into Palafin, so we do survive that. That's great. So he's been playing defensively. I don't expect him to let Fluttermane go down. I'm going to Wave Crash Amoonguss and double up with the Hurricane, because I expect Gyarados to come in for the Fluttermane slot. I don't want to see Wet go to sleep. Yeah, there goes Fluttermane. Here's that Gyarados. This should pick up though. We've already burnt their Citrus Berry. Wave Crash in the rain, even Intimidated should do a good chunk. Yeah, hell yeah. And then this Pelipper has a lot of special attack investment, plenty to get the KO there. Easy reads, boy. I love making those plays that make them feel like they're throwing for that mental damage. That's how you get dubs. He thought he was rocking, but now we're in the captain's chair, boy. Okay, they bring in Baxcalibur. So Fluttermane's off the field. I'd like to save Palafin, but if they switch in Fluttermane and I switch in Iron Hands, I'm in bad position. So I'm just going to go for a bulk up with Palafin and Icy Wind to get some speed control. Getting the speed control will allow Pelipper to outspeed these two Pokemon. And if they switch in Flutter Mane here, expecting me to switch in Iron Hands, we'll have that bulk up that'll kind of put them in a strange position. They don't switch in Flutter Mane. We do bulk up. We're faster than both Pokemon. They just waterfall us for a little chip. And we take the Glaive Rush pretty well. Fire back with an Icy Wind. But only Gyarados' speed drop, so that Baxcalibur is a Covert Cloak. I'm going to protect Palafin here and just Hurricane into the Baxcalibur. Because Baxcalibur is faster than Wet still, I want to take it out, or at least get big damage on it while it's still focused on Palafin. And I can use Protect to distract it. Because this dude's thinking once he gets rid of Palafin, Flutter Mane just wins. We connect Hurricane. Doesn't look like it gets the boost from the Glaive Rush since it went into Protect, so that's unfortunate, but we do get a Confusion. And they double into Palafin with Thunder Wave and Glaive Rush. So I'm ready to switch Iron Hands back in. And I'll Hurricane Baxcalibur again. Yeah, because then I can fake out Gyarados next turn. We take Glaive Rush pretty well. Hurricane picks up. And I just need to get rid of Gyarados before Palafin comes back in. Because I don't want to get Thunder Waved. So I'm going to just fake out and Hurricane into Gyarados. I do expect them to want to take out Iron Mike. It's not a 100% requirement that we got to take out Gyarados before Superman comes back on the field, but if we can get rid of the Gyarados, we don't have to play the are they going to protect Flutter Mane mind game, which would be nice to avoid. Okay, no protect on Gyarados is nice, and they Moonblast and give us the free switch in. It's exactly what we wanted. Okay, Hurricane doesn't take out, but the next one will, and we are faster. I'm just going to go Palafin here, and this is guaranteed W. Unless they're Focus Sash Flutter Mane. I'm just going to Jet Punch Flutter Mane and Hurricane Gyarados. If they are Sash Flutter Mane, we should be able to survive a Moonblast with Wet to get up a another Hurricane on them. But they're not Focus Sash, so Flutter Mane goes down, as does Gyarados, and that is GG. A little crit for the cherry on top. So Marked Annihilape didn't do all that much in this matchup, but she did survive a big hit and stick around to waste turns. And that helps with my positional playstyle, so I value that. It's just something that Valiant couldn't do. Oh, hold up. My opponent's got a Wo-Chien. I have to wet it up. I like Superman in the lead, actually. And Iron Mike is really good against his entire team. Literally all of it. And I'm going to have Tatiana bust down on his Palafin. It's also got U-turn for the Wo-Chien. That should be a good, strong two-shot. Wet could be nice here, but Frozone and Annihilape are both really good in this matchup, and I'm just going to go with Frozone for the speed, as well as counteracting their Wo-Chien's ability to reduce my physical damage. Because, you know, Wo-Chien's ability drops physical damage, but Frozone drops physical defense, so we can kind of negate that and make sure they can't stall us out. They got the combination of Wo-Chien and screens with some pretty strong hitters between Palafin, Roaring Moon, Dragapult. I would like to just try to get their Pokemon off the board as quickly as possible systematically. Alright, we see Grimmsnarl, Dragapult. I want to just switch out Palafin. We'll go into Tsareena. And I can Drain Punch Grimmsnarl. Try to get some damage back. I should be slower than both of these Pokemon with Iron Hands, so this also stops the Fake Out if they have Fake Out on Grim. Yep, there's Fake Out. You ain't as slick as me, dog. A little Flamethrower Chip. And a solid Drain Punch. So I could switch in Frozone here to make sure the next Drain Punch KOs, but I don't want to eat a Flamethrower, so I'm going to go Terra Fire and Bullet Seed Grimmsnarl and Thunder Punch the Dragapult. If we can get a pair on Dragapult, that's huge. Okay, they go Terra Fairy. So Thunder Punch is going to do more damage. Just wanted to go Terra Fire, make sure Tsareena didn't take big damage from a Flamethrower. Because she is important for dealing with the Wo-Chien if they have that in the back. Yep, let's go. Two. 3. Looks like 5 will KO. We probably don't get it. Yeah, rarely. Okay, it's a pretty solid hit from Spirit Break, but Thunder Punch is a nice hit too. And I don't really need Iron Hands for anything besides just getting damage off. I'm gonna U-turn off Grimmsnarl. It would be nice to avoid the Rocky Helmet with Bullet Seed, but I'd like to get Tsareena out, try to get Palafin in, and we'll just Thunder Punch again. They could switch in Wo-Chien or Roaring Moon on that Thunder Punch slot, but I don't know, I'm happy to just get damage off, and I don't really have anything I'm saving Iron Hands for. And it is on the field doing solid damage, so I might as well just let it sit here. You know, if there's something that I needed to save it for, I would switch it out at this point. But, yeah, I just really don't. Okay, they just protect Dragapult. So we're going to get a free U-turn off into Wo-Chien. Doesn't do anywhere near what I thought it would for being 4 times effective. Okay, I'm going to bring in Palafin because I'd like to bait Wo-Chien into attacking Palafin so I can get off a Drain Punch with Iron Hands. I don't know what their Wo-Chien set is, but I feel like they're likely to want to take out Palafin here. So I'm just going to protect and go Drain Punch into Wo-Chien and see if we can't knock it out. But judging from how much that U-turn did, they probably survived this. Okay, Dragapult switches out into Grim. Okay, they go for Ingrain, so they're trying to set up to be really bulky. Yeah, we don't clean up with Drain Punch. But what I can do, I feel like that Grim is likely to go Spirit Break into Iron Hands. Dang, they've taken a little bit more recovery than I'd like. I was going to try to Wave Crash Wo-Chien. I think I'll just Jet Punch and switch into Tsareena. Yeah, I mean, with all that recovery they're getting, I think I'm going to need to save them for last. Yeah, they protect anyways. Boom. So we clean up Grim. Now they have Dragapult and one Pokemon we haven't seen yet. It looks like that's about how much damage we did with the last U-turn, so seeing how bulky they are, or they have taken hits, I do assume that Tsareena is faster than Wo-Chien, so I'm going to just try to Jet Punch Dragapult and U-turn off of Wo-Chien. And if they don't get a double protect or protect anything, this should be a double KO from my calculations. If they do protect Dragapult, you gotta do damage at some point though, my dog. Yeah, we are faster and we do clip them. Common garden snail, get out of here. I love U-turn. Such a good move. Getting a little bit of damage off, repositioning, and if you have a Pokemon that's not that fast using U-turn, you can use it to see, you know, what attacks they're using, and then get a Pokemon in safely to apply pressure. It's such a good pivot move. I mean, I guess all pivot moves are good, but if you don't have pivot moves on your team, I definitely recommend trying them out. You'll find they really help you put yourself in good positions, and it's good against things like Perish Trap too. So I can just Jet Punch Dragapult, fake out Roaring Moon. That's the other thing, is those pivot moves pair really well with fake out. I mean, if you've played Incineroar, you know this. You know, like Incineroar, Rillaboom, they U-turn off with Rillaboom back into Incineroar, and then Parting Shot back into Rillaboom, and it's just fake out, fake out. It's especially good in open team sheet when you know what their items and their Terra types are. So, I mean, we got all 4 Pokemon left, and Chien-Pao, Frozone, still has this Sash intact, so I can just attack until they KO me or I KO them. And then once Frozone comes in, 1 Ice Spinner will KO. Yeah. Battle was canceled. GG. 4-0 for the agency. Making a nice little run for the GC. Okay, we got a Tailwind team with Garchomp, Azumarill, Chi-Yu, Flutterman, and Amoonguss. So I like Iron Mike. Against Tailwind teams, I like to lead Fake Out so I can fake out the Pokemon that's not using Tailwind. It's just that Garchomp. Frozone's nice if they lead Talonflame, because I got the Focus Sash, so if they're only attacking with 1 Pokemon while they're setting Tailwind, I'm guaranteed to survive. You know, I'm just going to go Fake Out. I can fake out the Garchomp if they lead it. Keep Frozone in the back, and then let's go Wet Wet. Try to get the rain up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that threatened by this team. They got the Fluttermane and the Garchomp that feel like they could be a problem, but besides that, their team just feels like it's lacking something. I can't put my finger on it. A lot of that is just having safety goggles on Palafin, though. I mean, normally Amoonguss feels like a big issue. Especially with Terra, you don't know what it's going to Terra into. It's hard to get a good hit on it and they can regenerate, but having safety goggles on Palafin allows me to just ignore Amoonguss and deal with all the other threats, and you can turn Amoonguss into a all my friends are dead kind of Pokemon, which normally is tough to do. You know, a lot of people use safety goggles Arcanine, but I mean, if they go Terra Water, Arcanine can't really do much to Amoonguss, so I expect Tailwind and play rough into Iron Hands or Belly Drum. I'm gonna risk my Sash and switch in Chien-Pao, go Terra Fire and just Thunder Punch Azumarill. Terra Fire stops us from getting Wisped and taking super effective damage from Play Rough, and Chien-Pao coming in should guarantee that as long as they don't Terra, we OHKO with this Thunder Punch. And they switch out Talonflame for Amoonguss. But we bring in Chien-Pao, so now we're threatening them with Ice Spinner. And depending on who comes in, if we get this KO on Azumarill, I can then just double up Amoonguss with Thunder Punch and Ice Spinner. And if they go Terra Water, they die. If they stay Grass type, they die. We're faster, we get a OHKO with Thunder Punch. That Sword of Ruin coming in clutch. Fantastic turn 1. Okay, they just bring in Talonflame again. I'm not worried about Talonflame because I have Palafin in the back. I'm just gonna Fire Punch Amoonguss right now. I just don't want to get wisped. And if they protect and wisp, we're covering for that. So, I mean, I don't need to rush this. I can just play it slow. It's not a huge deal if Iron Mike goes to sleep here because they're not really applying any pressure to it. I basically just want to scout for their Terra and scout for their Will-O-Wisp and protect. Okay, they just immediately swap Talonflame back out into Flutter main. So I mean, we get rid of Amoonguss and Palafin just wins. I mean, we don't even need to get rid of Amoonguss, we just need to get Palafin on the field safely. Okay, they do go Terra Water. So I should have just stuck with my Ice Spinner Thunder Punch play, but like I said, I just wanted to play it slow. No reason to give them any room to breathe. Fire Punch is still a nice hit. And they Spore into our Protect. Perfect. So I can just Ice Spinner Flutter main and Thunder Punch Amoonguss. And even if they Rage Powder here, Flutter main can't KO either of my Pokemon. And they just protect Flutter main. Ice Spinner into Protect. Give him that big whopping Thunder Punch. Pow. You're gone. You're dead. Okay. I'm just gonna Sucker Punch Flutter main and Thunder Punch it too. Battle's canceled. They already know. Back-to-back 4-0s for the agency. Agency's up. That's all, folks. Until next time. Peace.